Hey, I'm Carb Brother. I'm Chris Nelson, president of Carbo. Really excited to finally be releasing some new product. Catching up, 2020 was just chaos and crazy for everyone. It's 2021 now, finally something new. Not crazy extravagant, but something new for the Kel-Tec PMR30. I am excited about this one because it really did tick me off after all this testing and shooting we've done on the PMR30. Notoriously, we would lose the plastic part. Now this is the new 6061 aircraft grade aluminum slide stop button replacement. Like the way we put a lot of actual design curvature down here, made it more robust up here so it extends just a little bit further, much easier touch point to find, operate, and control, and it's not gonna blow off like the plastic factory one. I did a little range demo this morning trying to make the plastic one fly off. I got close. So a little spoiler alert, just got done doing the install. Super simple, super easy, real common sense upgrade. If you've done everything else already and you want to continue to improve the PMR30, you got to. I mean, having that thing blow off at the range, not only is it embarrassing, but I mean, that's the biggest thing, it's embarrassment. I wouldn't even say anything, I'd just, keep on trucking. Reliability though, outside of the range. If you ever had to actually use this or you want to use it out of the shooting environment, it's nice to have controls that'll stay there after you're shooting, mag after mag. Really excited to let you see this little range demo, so we're gonna cut to that, and it'll be obviously with the plastic one. Like I said, I just finished installing the new slide stop. Love it. Easier to operate and control, all right? And you can see how seamless it is, and you can see how your thumb fits perfectly right under it. So as you pull back to lock that slide, much easier to operate and manipulate this way. Thanks guys for being patient in every way possible. I mean, we're still pushing through just chaos. Really appreciate your support. Keeps us motivated. And man, we're excited about 2021. Cannot wait. Let's get on over the range for the quick little plastic factory slide stop demonstration and then jump back to the tabletop to install the aluminum one. All right, so you got your PMR30 all decked out with everything available to improve the performance, reliability. You're going to the range, you're ready to try it out, you're super stoked. The ranges are packed nowadays, and well, maybe if they can afford the ammo, that's the key, I guess, if you can find the ammo. You got this little plastic slide stop on there. I want to know if anybody's had this issue at the range and what happened. I'm curious. Leave it in the comments. It's always fun to read that kind of scenario-based stuff, but let's see what happens if we do a full mag dump with this little slide stop. Now that's one of the unfortunate things with taking these plastic guns apart. Some plastic pieces like this can wear, become loose, and become problematic. So you can see this little guy right here, this little plastic slide stop. What happens on a mag dump? She's hanging on for dear life. I'm still determined to make this happen. I want to blow it off in one full mag dump, but that's close. That is super close. All right, I went ahead and pressed her back on. That's something to check for each time. You can see it's already kind of wobbly right there, but something to check diligently, or you could risk losing it at the range. We'll do a little reenactment, what we'd have to do. Oh man, so close. I was hoping to get it to happen on camera, but you can see right there, so close. Now this time, one more mag, pretend like I didn't even notice it was backing off. We're at the range, we're doing other things besides checking our slide stop after every mag. All right, so this is gonna be the third mag, pretend like we didn't notice. It's not gonna do it. So there you go. I mean, there is some valid argument to, if you just wanna super glue this baby down and get by. I know for a fact, this is the most missing part in this building due to this right here. But there you go, at least you can see that it does come off. I do have to stop shooting though, because I'm gonna blow through all of our testing ammo and everybody's gonna be pissed. All right, let's go to the tabletop and show you how to put in the new slide stop, aluminum 6061 aircraft grade. Love it. And I'll show you some of the key details that we put into it to make it a better performing part for this pistol. All right guys, so just in case you want a quick little side-by-side, so here is the factory pistol, PMR 30, and you can see this is the factory slide stop button here, and you know, with this, it does kind of require, you know, when you want to activate it, you really got to deliberately, it's hard to get it from the side here, so you really almost got to turn it and then push up and then kind of come across like this. So that's one of the major downsides to this type of control, not to mention it's a little slippery and difficult. I mean, that's rough. One of those challenging little pieces, you know, easily overlooked and, you know, not a lot of time put into. So you can see how the new M-Carbo aluminum one, you know, sticks out just a little bit. And you can see we put more emphasis on the actual upward motion. So since this is a slide stop and not a release primarily, you know, we put the function here so you could push up easily and you can still push down quite easily as well. And over here on the factory one, you can't hardly see it on an overhead perspective view. You can barely see that thing. You can barely find it. Over here, it's much more robust, easier to find, operate. Excited about it. So it's definitely one of those simple little upgrades, but it's a must and it's a necessary one to obviously ensure that you get the most enjoyment, function out of your pistol, and you're not, you know, fiddling around with looking for it at the range or finding it when you need to use it. So really excited about this. Looking forward to what you guys think about it. All right guys, as usual, let's go ahead and take this opportunity together. Check our firearms, make sure they're clear. Check the chamber, check the bolt face, check the magazine well. This firearm's clear. Now this technically is not a slide release as per the owner's manual. The most important thing is to not use it as a slide release when the chamber is empty. So you can just kind of ride it forward like that. I know, I'm gonna send out one pager, large font, easy to read, really fast, like a Cliff Note style on what's important for this particular firearm because it is pretty particular with the type of ammo it shoots, the way you operate it. There's a lot of nuances that don't make a lot of traditional sense, but you know, it is very unique in that it's a 22 mag semi-auto 30 round pistol. So that's, I think, what's kept us all captivated with it. Now the install is pretty straightforward. The parts and tools needed for this build, you're looking at it. So some blue 242 Loctite, and then the new Kel-Tec PMR 30 slide stop button replacement. It's 6061 aircraft grade aluminum, and there's some enhanced features there to make it much more user friendly. You'll see here, let's rip this baby open and dig into it. I don't know where my little staple puller is. All right, so this is what you get, and I gotta put this out right now. These little screws, they're very, very tiny. They're also very expensive, which sucks. So if you lose them, and I've already lost a couple, it's easy to do. Once you open this bag, everything just goes crazy. These little screws are gonna run away from you. So what I started doing, get you a little dish or something to drop them in there. I'm telling you, it seems weird. You know, if you're doing this over a patch of grass or a shaggy rug, just save yourself the headache. You're never gonna find these babies. But if somebody loses them and you find them, I wanna know how long it took you to find them. So they're very non-traditional, tiny little cup point, all right? And the cup point feature is very important, and I'll show you here in a second. Just know, you know, replacements are gonna be like $2 a piece. So don't lose them. So do this right here. And if you don't want to pay the $2 a piece, you got to be super sweet to the customer service ladies. It pays to be nice. It definitely does. And I will say the older guys got more game for sure. I know the ladies are always selling me on why they just gave away the house to some guy. I don't know how you did it because I've seen the exact opposite. All right, so lock your slide back, and this little button, you could shoot it off or you can just pry it off. You know, whichever way you want to do it. And you can see how it's just a plastic molded part. It just slides right on this little feature right here on the slide stop lever itself. There's two notable little pockets on this lever. That's where the cup point set screws are going to locate. So that little point is going to locate right there in that little notch. So it took a lot of time to get this right and design it to where we could get those cup points to locate in the notch every time for all these different variations. So it's pretty cool. We've got something that'll lock and locate in place, as opposed to just a push-on piece of plastic that you can shoot off due to the back pressure and the overpressure here in the chamber. So it makes sense. It's a good way for the long term to go. I just do not want to have to face the embarrassment of saying, hey, ceasefire, Rangemaster, ceasefire. I gotta go down range and look for a piece of my gun. If that happens, don't say it was a Kel-Tec, say it was something else. There's enough haters out there anyway. All right, so we'll do a little side by side here. So this is the underside of both of them. You can see this is the new 6061 aircraft grade aluminum M-Carbo slide stop button here. There's much more curvature there, all right? So you can really get your finger up under it because it's intended to be a slide stop, so you're gonna be pushing up. Here, this button does absolutely nothing. I mean, you might be able to make it better with a Dremel or something and some super glue, but just don't tell anybody that's what you did. I like that this is a real aluminum replacement. It's gonna be durable, it's gonna last. It's got little cut point set screws that go through to locate on that bar itself, which is awesome. We designed it to be much more of a gun part than what this is here. I think with that in mind, when you read the owner's manual, Kel-Tec specifically says this is not a slide release, trying to prevent any extra wear to the PMR-30. And they're trying to make sure that you're just being as delicate as possible because it can beat itself to death over time. That's one thing we've seen with enough rounds. And then primarily the magazines are the significant issue. If anybody's wondering, how did he just run all those mags without any issues? A lot of it are the improved parts that are already in here. So the feed ramp, the trigger upgrade, the recoil springs and everything else, those parts we've done for some time now, for the PMR-30. But the main key ingredient is the right ammo and a good magazine. And unfortunately, these magazines got to be replaced time and time again. That's the big drawback there. All right, the install is simple. Step one, do not lose the screws. Try your hardest, but we will sell replacements, but we got to sell replacements. These things aren't cheap. So, keep your dish handy, clear workspace in case you drop one. Take your Loctite. I mean, it's gonna get saturated pretty easily. So you get a little Loctite on there. You see that little cut point? We want to make sure we go in through the top. So this is the top with this big feature here, that big piece, the little thin portion, that's the bottom. So it's going to go on like this. So we're going in the top and just get them started. That's key. Because you don't want to cross thread them either. They're super easy to cross thread, so go nice and slow. Feel your way through those threads. And once you've got them, partially threaded halfway down, we'll move on to the next one. And then just rinse and repeat. The number one thing is just don't lose these little set screws. And if you do, be extra nice to the ladies and see what kind of game you got. Oh my God, comment section is gonna light up after this. Any excess Loctite, all right, just wipe it off. You got a little brush with some oil too, that'll do it. So now the install is simple. You can see, we're going right over that tab. All right, you just slide it over. Now if it doesn't go on, that means, those screws were tightened up too much, so loosen them up just a hair. It'll seat right on there like that. Push it on, decent pressure, and then we're gonna tighten them up. And I like to over tighten things, so you shouldn't have to tighten it so much that you're stripping out your Allen key, but snug. And then we'll let it set. Loctite 12 to 24 hours for that full cure, but reasonable cure within 4. So there it is. I really like it, reiterating the fact that it's not supposed to be a slide release. You can kind of ease it forward, but if you've got ammo in there, it's okay. In the manual, they don't explain any further than that, so it's definitely one of those things. And as I get more insight from Kel-Tec and I'll start asking these questions, I'm going to definitely update that list to give us a little bit more insight so we all know why, because it's helpful to know why, especially if something goes wrong. I'm just going to demo it so you can kind of see the operation here. So your thumb fits better under that stop now, easier to manipulate, easier to find without looking for it. That's the second thing that notoriously bothered me about this plastic one. First thing is you could shoot it off and then face the embarrassment of calling a ceasefire at the range to look for it. I don't think I would ever do that. I think I'd leave that baby and go just buy another one. And you can buy them from Kel-Tec too. I would go right for this. It's an awesome 6061 aircraft grade aluminum part. It's gonna last a lifetime. It's gonna perform. It's a nice aluminum touch point, similar to what we already have for the trigger. So the controls at least feel different. So you've got a lot of plastic. It's nice to be able to quickly find and touch these controls on the firearm without having to look down off your target to be able to manipulate it. Now I'm curious what you guys would like to see for these levers. I know we've got a couple external things we're doing here. We really got to do something with the magazine too. So enough votes for it and we'll pull the trigger, but man, that is risky. Never done a magazine, but we're certainly pushing that direction, and I wouldn't be surprised if we had one soon enough. And it's definitely the missing link for this. So eager to hear what you guys think. Nice little additional improvement. I really like the curvature. I really like the way it sticks out a little bit further to give you some more dexterity, the ability to quickly operate the controls without having to look for it. Nice aluminum touch points matching. Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. A real simple, straightforward upgrade for your Kel-Tec PMR 30. It doesn't get any easier than this. The hardest part is going to be not losing the screws. If you do lose them, we will sell replacements, like $2 a piece. These are expensive, so that's why it's so much to get the screw, but just don't lose them. Make sure you got a good clean workspace. Use a little tray like we did in the video. Anything you can do to not lose those babies. Once that bag's open, they're going to run away. Love that we are able to put some reliable controls that are permanent, that will stay on the actual pistol. Another good point is you don't necessarily need to take this off during the disassembly process either. So that's something that should be considered. So you can put the Loctite in there, set them in place, and not have to worry about taking it off each and every time. That plastic one though, once it starts flying off or falls off easily, it's toast. You either need another plastic one, or the aluminum one I think is so much better. It would put the time and attention into the part to ensure that you could actually manipulate these controls with ease. That's the big thing, is getting your thumb under it and being able to pull back and lock it simultaneously like that. With the plastic part, there's just not enough surface area there to grab it and push it up. You almost find yourself doing this number where you're like, it just doesn't even look safe if somebody's watching you do it. So I like that now, it's quick, easy, you don't even have to look for it. And that's something you can start to train for, that muscle memory. You got those aluminum touch points, the controls, and it's simple and it's fast. Really looking forward to what you guys think about it. Want to know what you guys would like to see next for the PMR 30. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of votes for a better magazine, a metal magazine. You push us hard enough, we'll make one. Also looking forward to doing some of the other things, some of these other controls, and keep going with the PMR 30. Like, this is a great platform, very uncommon, 22 mag and a semi-automatic pistol, 30 round magazine. It's pretty sweet, and doing those mag dumps is fun. Thank you again for all of your support. Crazy 2020, and it's already a crazy 2021. So not only your support, but your patience as well, pushing orders out. Thank you, M. Carbo Brotherhood, for all your ideas and your support. As always, happy shooting.